Welcome to Thousand Oaks, California for CCL Baseball on the Foresters Radio Network. The Stars remain on the road as they will take on the Conejo Oaks in their fourth meeting of the year. I'm Hunter Shoemake alongside Nate Martin, and we welcome you to Sparky Anderson Field. Well, Nate, the Stars now have won 3 straight games and a solid win in the makeup game last night against Orange County.
A very solid win. Great pitching performance. Only allowed 1 run, but this is a team they're going up against the Oaks, who've given them a bit of problems this year. Obviously, they won that first game in dominating fashion, 14-5. Since then, a couple of Oaks wins where the Stars bats went quiet at the wrong time, and the Oaks were able to take advantage. And here back at Sparky Anderson Field for a 3rd time this season, hoping to change that fate.
Brenton Clark will lead off today to bat second as Terrence Kill. Batting third is Easton Mumaw. The middle 3, Chamberlain, Farr, Dallimore, Caden Miller, Hoover, and Zane Becker will be the bottom 3 in this lineup today for Santa Barbara. And they'll be facing starting lefty pitcher Charlie Decker. And already here comes the first pitch, and trying to lay down a bunt is Brenton Clark. It will roll foul towards the first base on deck circle for strike 1. So a lot of different changes today for Bill Pintard facing a left-handed starting pitcher.
Yeah, going with Brenton Clark, leadoff, obviously with Mandino. We kind of talked about that yesterday about how, you don't really have your main leadoff guy anymore, and it's about figuring out who can be that guy. Clark hit second yesterday, moved him up the order today to bat first.
0-1 pitch is chopped right side and outside of first base out of the hand of Decker at 76 miles an hour. So that's strike 2 on Clark, who will be in center field. But Kill will be next, and then Easton Mumaw just underway here. Opening inning between the Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters. It's a lefty-lefty matchup to start things off. 5 true lefties in this lineup today. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and this is slicing into left field. Out there's Jax Jimenez, and the left fielder will make the squeeze a few paces to his right, and Clark is retired, 1 out in the opening inning.
Brenton just tried to send that one into opposite field like he's done so many times this season, but it just hung up for a little too long. Easy play for Jimenez out there and left, and quick out 1 for the Oaks.
It's going to bring up the first right-handed batter today, Terrence Kill. 1 down and the base is clear. No score in the top of the first inning. Here comes the first pitch from Decker. It's a fly ball in the left center field, drifting over his Kenlinger into the gap. He will camp out underneath it, and he will retire on Terrence Kill. 1 pitch, and TK is retired by Charlie Decker, and 2 quick outs for the starting left-hander for Conejo.
Yeah, this guy has been one of the main starters that the Oaks have employed this season. This is his 4th start of his summer and his 4th appearance, and his last start was probably his best 5 solid innings during the Conejo Pitcher of the Week honors. So he's feeling some momentum heading into today's contest against the Foresters.
Base is clear, 2 down. Now here's Easton Mumaw to bat from the left side. First pitch is slider in there for a strike, 0-1. Easton is batting third today and had a very nice night last night down in Orange County, with this road trip concluding today for Santa Barbara. Going 2 for 5 with an RBI. Now the 0-2 pitch is lined into center field, and it's a base hit for Easton Mumaw. 2-out knock, and the Stars have their first base runner of the ball game.
Yeah, Mumaw doing what he's done all season, just send balls into gaps in the outfield. Very easy 2-out single for the third baseman, and getting on for Cole Chamberlain, who hopes to take advantage.
Santa Barbara last night down in Orange County, a 5-1 victory. Nick Abraham, they were able to ride him through 5 innings. He picked up his first win of the season, and the starter today for Santa Barbara will be Noah Waldeck, who will be getting his first start of the season at the bottom half of this inning. Now it's Chamberlain. First pitch is in there at 83 from Charlie Decker, man who does not have a whole lot of velocity, but he's able to locate a bunch of different pitches. He stands at 5'9", 145, so a change in velocity for the Stars in terms of lower velocity from Charlie Decker. Man on 2 out. And here comes an 0-1 delivery to Chamberlain, and it's a fastball on the edge, strike 2.
Yeah, and with that, shorter frame, obviously less velo, that fastball is going to be in the low 80s, 83, 84. He's made up for it so far by locating his pitches.
First 2 were retired by the Conejo starter. Man at first, 2 away in the first. And the 0-2 delivery to Chamberlain is on the outside edge. He will go down looking. The fastball on the corner, and Chamberlain will be retired. And Decker has to face 4 in the opening inning. We'll go to the bottom of the frame. Noah Waldeck out to the hill for Santa Barbara after this.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the first inning, no scores from Sparky Anderson Field on the campus of Cal Lutheran in Thousand Oaks, California. Noah Waldeck will get his first start of the season, his fourth appearance, tossing 7 1/3 so far with a 4.91 ERA, the starting right-hander for Santa Barbara.
Yeah, coming off of, in many ways, probably his strongest performance of the summer so far. You know, he did give up 2 runs against the Blues, but he also had a season high in strikeouts with 5, only 1 walk, and went his longest outing with 3 innings worked. I think that's really the big reason why Pintard trusted him to get the start on this Tuesday. You know, we kind of talked about it a bit last night, where big road trip, a lot of games in a row, you're going to have to go with guys who aren't used to starting and putting them on the mound first.
And the first pitch will be located at 90 miles an hour to Tommy Kenlinger, a right-handed batter. It's Kenlinger, Daniewicz, and then Galloway scheduled in a scoreless ball game. Bottom of the first. Here comes an 0-1 delivery from Waldeck. Here's the pitch, and it's going to miss inside a changeup, 1-1.
And at St. Mary's, where he plays his college ball, he only did get 1 start. Mainly worked as a reliever, kind of in that back part of the rotation of the relief role with a couple of saves.
Here comes the 1-1 to Kenlinger. It is going to be a slider down. It's a good take by Tommy. Ball 2.
And now you got to go to him as a starter. But that's the thing, you know, you got to be ready coming at any point. And Waldeck's proved that so far.
Here comes a 2-1 pitch to the leadoff man. High fly ball in the left center field. Brady Dallimore will slide over the left fielder today, but it's going to slice into Brenton Clark, the center fielder, who will make the squeeze. And now let's take a look at the defense for Santa Barbara. Brady Dallimore will be in left. Brenton Clark in center. Caden Miller will start out and right. In the infield, some changes. Easton Mumaz at third. Sawyer Farrs at short. Terrence Kill will get the start at second base. Caleb Hoover at first. And Zane Becker is the catcher. Well, Nate, we'll break this down in just a minute, but Bill Pintard shuffling up the defense quite drastically today as the first pitch to Daniewicz will be a changeup on the inside edge for strike 1.
Yeah, drastic indeed, Hunter. I mean, this is the first time we've seen Kill play in the infield. Obviously, Dallimore on left is a different addition as well.
The 0-1 delivery, fastball sprayed over the first base dugout. That is strike 2.
I think that's mainly because, you know, you had a couple of, you know, unexpected things happen where it's, Mandino's now gone, heading back to Louisiana Lafayette. Coleman Ryan, who came in recently, has had a couple days rest after leaving the slow game on Sunday early.
0-2 delivery, fastball's high and in, ball 1, Daniewicz.
And that forces you to make changes. And, you know, Kill probably has a lot of experience at infield. You know, if you have to be able to play defense in college, you have to be able to do it both in the outfield and in the infield.
The 1-2 pitch to Daniewicz was a slider just missing away at the knees. Good looking delivery from Waldeck. It is 2-2. Bases clear, 1 away. Bottom the first 2-2 pitch from Waldeck is sprayed off. It was another slider. A good battle here between Lucas Daniewicz and Noah Waldeck. And we'll see how all these new position players, I should say, the changes defensively. And these are all great baseball players, but a little bit different than what they've been used to this season. Now the 2-2 delivery, fastball into right field line, and just drifting back is Caden Miller, the right fielder. 2 up, 2 down for Waldeck, with Caden Miller making the play out in right.
That's another one. You know, we've mainly seen Miller at first. He does have some experience, though, playing in the outfield at UTSA, and that's where he's lining up today for Pintard.
So 2 up, 2 down for Waldeck. No score. Bottom of the first. On another picture-perfect day from Southern California, the Stars making their way up the coast, and we'll be back in Santa Barbara tomorrow to start a 3-game homestand. So in comes a left-handed batter, Jacob Galloway, the DH. The first pitch is chopped outside of first base. Strike one.
Here's a fun thing here, Hunter. Galloway, the former Texas A&M catcher, now heading to Oregon State. And the man who's going to come in and replace him at Texas A&M is catching the balls right behind him. Zane Becker was just recently committed there this week.
2 down. 0-1 pitch to Galloway is chopped off his legs at 86. The delivery from Waldeck, and Noah is quickly had 0-2. With the Oaks entering today 12-6, playing their 19th game of the year. Santa Barbara playing their 20th contest. 14-4 record. A 3-game winning streak now for Santa Barbara. Taking care of business against the Slow Blues, taking the lead in that season series. Taking care of OC last night. 0-2 pitch, fastball high and away. Ball 1.
They definitely went through a tough stretch in the middle parts of last week where you lost a couple games to Slow. You obviously lost the game to Conejo as well, but they've bounced back really well against some good ball clubs.
1-2 deliveries on the ground left side. Here's Sawyer Farr, slides over, charges in, and the throw to first, and Caleb Hoover will be in time. 3 up, 3 down for Noah Waldeck. Through 1, no score in Thousand Oaks.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
No score into the second inning. Sawyer Farr, Brady Dalmore, Caden Miller will be scheduled for Santa Barbara. And Sawyer Farr, the switch hitter, will bat from the right side against the starting left-hander for Conejo, Charlie Decker. Here comes the first pitch from the starting lefty, and it's going to be a fastball down and away for ball 1, as that is the first ball tossed today by Decker's first pitches, first 9 in the opening inning, all strikes against the Foresters. So far ahead in the count. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. Fouls back the fastball into the backstop. 1-1.
Decker, really, effective pitcher for the Oaks, as we kind of mentioned. Someone who limits his walks. He's only had 5 all summer.
You add on 15 strikeouts now, including the first inning today. It's 1-1 to the leadoff man. Here's the pitch. It's a slider chopped outside of third base towards the Conejo dugout on the third base side of the infield. That is strike 2 on Sawyer.
And if you look at, he's got the arm and the stamina to be able to go long outings. He was mainly a starter at his school, Puget Sound. 4.73 ERA up in the Pacific Northwest.
He's ahead on Farr. 1-2 delivery is a high fly ball into left. Drifting back as Jax Jimenez camps out under it in the gap and will make the squeeze. Some hang time from Sawyer Farr, but he will be retired by the left fielder. 1 down in the top of the second.
Some serious hang time. That ball was up in the skies for what felt like an eternity.
And the breeze is blowing left to right, pole to pole, more actually out towards right center field. And that forced Jax Jimenez, the left fielder, to slide over into the gap. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that wind today. But here is Brady Dalmore. Here comes the first pitch. Is chopped back a fastball directly behind the plate for strike 1. Bases clear, 1 down, scoreless game, top of the second. Dalmore finds himself in left field today. We've really just seen him as the DH and the catcher. 0-1 is going to be a changeup away. Ball 1.
Yeah, I mean, he's listed as a catcher, can play some. I think we might have saw him at first base, maybe a game early
Right.
in the season. First time out in the outfield.
And now the 1-1 delivery. Another changeup, this time missing away again to Brady. That is ball 2.
Getting ahead against the Oaks pitcher, that's not an easy thing to do against Decker.
Starting left-hander comes set. 2-1 delivery is chopped outside of third base towards a third base on deck circle. 2-2 now for Brady Dalmore. The third meeting of the year between these two teams. Santa Barbara leading the season series 2-1. Meet a couple more times later on in the month of July. Here comes a 2-2 pitch, is chopped on 2 hops to the third baseman, charges in. That was a nice play by the third baseman, fielded that ball right at the infield dirt. Judged the hops very well, and we will retire Dalmore at first, 2 down in the second.
Yeah, Tyler Hawley, solid defense at third. He's been doing that all summer long for Conejo, and another great play by the Cal State Fullerton Titan.
That's going to bring up now Caden Miller, bases clear, 2 down. No score in the top of the second. Miller really had a fantastic game yesterday, going 1 for 2, an RBI, 2 walks. He was hit by a pitch and a stolen base as well. Comes the first pitch. It's going to be a fastball down, ball 1.
A really fantastic day. Had that first RBI, as you mentioned. A kick-start of the game for the Stars, got their offense going.
So a 2 down. It's a 1-0 count for Miller. Here comes the pitch, and it's chopped off his leg. It was a fastball from Decker. 1-1.
Just walking around, trying to walk that fastball to the calf off.
Couple waggles over the plate for Miller. Throws the bat on the shoulder in this lefty-lefty matchup. 1-1 pitch is going to be a breaking ball missing away at the belt. Ball 2 for Miller. You look at the CCL standings, the Stars on top of the Southern Division, and now a 2-game lead over the Conejo Oaks. At one point, just a couple days ago, it was a half-game advantage, and Stars now ahead 2 games. 2-0 pitch is going to hit Miller on the back. The curveball, as Caden turns counterclockwise to get out of the way from it, hits him square on the back, and a 2-out base runner for Santa Barbara with Miller aboard.
Yeah, good job by Miller drawing the hit by pitch, and Decker losing a bit that command that we saw in the first inning. You know, going back to your point about, though, the division standings, I mean, yeah, really, really pivotal weekend series with Slow that the Stars were able to take care of. You know, their backs were against the walls in terms of division standings, but they took care of that, got the win yesterday. It also helped that Conejo lost their last game to the Riptide on Sunday night.
Now the first pitch to Caleb Hoover is on the ground to the first baseman. Devin Wilkes does not have to move his feet. 1 pitch to the left-handed batter. Caleb Hoover saw a fastball in and rolls it over to the first baseman to retire the side. Miller is left stranded, and through 1.5, no score between the Stars and the Oaks.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Bottom of the second inning, no score between the Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters. Waldeck faced the minimum in the opening inning, and he'll face the middle three of the Conejo Oaks. Here comes the first pitch to Landon West. And it's going to be a changeup they're finding the inside of the zone for strike one. So West, Holly Wilkes, a scoreless ball game, and Waldeck in just his first start this season, his fourth appearance. Square onto the plate. Winds up the 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball foul back to the first base on deck circle. Strike two.
It's the first game of the summer for Landon West. You know, he just joined the team from Bryce. Of course, played with the Oaks last summer where he won a CCL state title with Conejo.
The reigning champs, Stars are facing today, but now the 0-2 pitch is off the end of the bat. Outside of first base, remains 0-2.
And definitely played a pretty solid part of that state championship run. 267 average, just slugging around 326. That's some good running as one of their catchers.
0-2 pitch, fastball at 91, upstairs from Noah, ball one.
Definitely saw some good progression as well. College from West.
1-2 delivery, and the fastball's high and in, nearly hit the left hand to Landon. 2-2.
OPS 853 with the Owls.
Solid stuff from West as he will lead off the second inning, no score. Waldeck. The 2-2 delivery is popped up left side. Here is Easton Mumon, the third baseman, right on the chalk line, has to adjust, makes the play, had to fight the wind, and makes the squeeze just a pace behind third base. And Landon West will be retired, one down in the second.
Job by Easton Mumon showing his good defense. Good read on that one. Had it, felt like the entire time. Easy out one for Waldeck.
I feel like Easton Mumon had a big night last night. I mean, defensively had a lot of balls hit his way. He was able to turn a double play, and some really tough plays being made by Easton. Here comes the first pitch now to the next batter. It's going to be a changeup on the inside edge to Tyler Hawley, strike one.
And it was a tough night defensively as well. I mean, he made a lot of great plays, but there were some that kind of just got away from him. Those are plays you don't really expect many people to make. And
Comes the next pitch. It's a fly ball down the right field line. Caden Miller will drift over into foul ground and will make the squeeze just behind the Santa Barbara bullpen. He was running out of real estate, ran into the right field fencing that runs parallel down that right field line in foul ground. Makes the squeeze, and nice second out for Santa Barbara and Waldeck.
good read by Caden Miller, playing a position that he hasn't played this summer out and right, and made the play.
I'd like to remind you on the defense, Mumaz is at third, far at short. Terrence Kill, first start in the infield, is at second. Caleb Hoover's first. Zane Backer is the catcher. Comes the first pitch now to Wilkes, fastball away. In the outfield, Dalmore's in left, Brenson Clark in center, and Caden Miller just made that play in foul ground out in right.
I would say that's the other notable thing about this defensive setup is it's the first time we've seen Brenton Clark, who's been mainly in the corners, really that right side of the outfield, his first start in center.
Here comes a 1-0 pitch to Wilkes. Popped up in the infield now into foul ground. Long run from Mumon, but Waldeck will come out the pitcher, but that ball will fall in foul ground again. The wind is humming left to right over the third base dugout, blown out towards right field, and Waldeck almost overplayed it, and that ball just kind of soared back and behind him and fell in foul ground for strike one.
Yeah, that was all the wind doing its work right there. Waldeck had that one read, and it just at the last minute went over his head and just luckily fell into foul territory. Very possible if that one landed in fair play, I mean, it could have been a different result.
Yeah, that was close to coming back and landing right inside the chalk line down the third baseline, but it's now 1-1 for Devin Wilkes. Bats from the left side against the right-handed starter. 1-1 delivery, and a slider was down in the dirt, but inducing the swing. That ball was in the dirt, and Wilkes out in front of it. It's 1-2. Waldeck, great start. Say a great beginning to his start with two down. The base is clear. 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Strikes him out. 6 up, 6 down for Waldeck to start his outing. Through 2, no score in 1,000 Oaks between Conejo and Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United. with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
Zane Becker will lead off for Santa Barbara. Top of the third, no score. Oaks Foresters, 9-1-2 scheduled. First pitch is popped up on the infield right side. Falkskin, the second baseman, has to shield his eyes from the sun, but will make the squeeze right at the second base position. One pitch from Decker, and he will retire Zane Becker. One down in the third.
One of the things about facing a guy with lower velocity like Decker is, those pitches just look so tempting to swing at, and sometimes you might have a hard time timing them up. You might have a weird time locating your bat to them. That leads to a lot of pop-outs, which is what we've seen so far from the Foresters' bats.
So back to the top of the order in a scoreless game, top of the third. Here's Brenton Clark, first pitch. It's a fastball on the inside edge, strike one. Lefty-lefty matchup. Terrence Kill will be next for Santa Barbara. One down and the base is clear. Decker, closed stance on the hill. The 0-1 delivery is going to be located low in the zone and quickly ahead on Brenton Clark. 0-2.
Clark with a couple of words for our home plate umpire.
Saying where do those ones find the zone as Decker will shake off one, comes set from his catcher Landon West. The 0-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Clark is retired on 3 pitches, 2 down in the third.
One pitch on the first out and then 3 straight strikes on the second. It's like Decker showing why he's one of the most trusted starters in this rotation for Conejo.
So 2 out, base is clear. Scoreless game in top of the third. Here's Terrence Kill. The first pitch is going to be located on the corner at 80 miles an hour, 0-1. There have been 2 base runners today for the Sturs. Mumaw, who would be next, had a base hit. Caden Miller has been hit by a pitch. Here comes an 0-1 pitch. And a check swing, but Kill went around it. 80-mile-an-hour pitch, down and away. Couldn't lay off of it, 0-2.
They're so tempting. It's just Decker is able to locate them, and tough as the bat to adjust to that.
Terrence is going to have to shorten up. Here comes the 0-2 delivery, and that's going to miss inside. Good take at 84. The fastball from Decker. Ball 1.
Especially for a guy like, Kill and Clark, who are more used to, higher velocity pitching and playing at SEC schools.
Decker comes set, the left-handed pitcher. The 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Change up away in the zone, and an 8-pitch inning for Charlie Decker to only face the minimum. To the bottom of the third we go. No score from the campus of Cal Lutheran between the Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569 Line 1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of the third inning, no score between the Conejo Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters. Noah Waldeck has faced six, retired sixth, and he's going to face Brady Hewitt, Jax Jimenez, and Caden Falskin. The bottom three for Conejo. Really nice day from Santa Barbara. Depending on where you are in the state, could be quite cool if you're on near the coast where Santa Barbara plays, but it could be in the upper low 90s if you're in the Los Angeles areas. The first pitch is foul back from Hewitt at 91 from Noah Waldeck, 0-1. So Hewitt bats from the right side. A switch hitter is next, and then a lefty. As Noah Waldeck, another 0-1 pitch is on the ground outside of third base. Hard hit and rolls all the way down to the corner, and the leadoff man in the third falls behind 0-2 against Noah Waldeck.
The reason why Waldeck's been so effective to start today is because he's been getting ahead on counts 0-2 like he has done here.
Already the next pitch is chopped to left side. Charging in is Eastamuma, long run. Fields a double clutch, and the throw to first is going to get away. It looked like it might have even gotten caught up in the legs of the runner, Hewitt, as he was running past and down the line at first base. But he is aboard, and it's going to be an infield single for Brady Hewitt.
Yeah, unlucky there for Eastamuma. Really tough play to field, and he kind of bobbled around with it. That's not something we see the third baseman do a lot.
Leadoff man is aboard, and that's going to bring up Jax Jimenez. And it is worth noting on the official scoreboard in the stadium, there's not been a hit or an error recorded, so we'll keep you posted on that. It will go down now as an infield single, so a hit for Hewitt first in the ball game. The first pitch now to the next batter is going to be away at belt height to the switch hitter who bats from the left side. That last fastball at 90 from Noah, ball one. Man on, nobody out. Here comes the pitch, and the changeup's going to miss away for ball two.
Something we talked about a lot this season is, pitchers had a couple solid innings in a row, but then he gets a first runner on. How do you adjust? How do you settle back into the game and not allow that runner on first get to your head?
Longer hold as Waldeck will check over to him. The throw is a little bit low. Hoover was able to knock it down. That ball was probably going to hit first base on the release from Waldeck back to first base. But the runner, Hewitt, back in no problem. Hoover holds on to the runner, and the rest of the infield at double play depth. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to the number 8 batter. He'll have to wait. Another check over to the runner at first. Still 2-0 for Jax Jimenez. Waldeck resets on the hill. Delivers the 2-0 pitch as a drive into center field. Brenton Clark will run in and make the squeeze. Good read by Brenton, the center fielder, to catch that line out. That ball was falling fast, but a great jump by Brenton. And a big first out, and the runner holds at first.
New position, but Brenton Clark showing why he's one of the best defenders in the outfield for Santa Barbara Foresters. He's made a lot of plays like that in the corners. That time in center, a great read on the ball. He had a lot of ground to cover, but has got some good speed and made a tough play look routine.
That's now going to bring up the number 9 batter, Cade Falskin. Stand in 1 on, 1 out. Top of the third, no score. Here's the pitch. It's the bottom of the third now, the home half, and it's going to miss inside for ball 1. It was a fastball from Waldeck missing.
Falskin has been one of the better guys on this Conejo team at getting on base despite a low average. He's only hitting 167, but his on-base percentage is .412.
Comes the 1-0 pitch. It's on the ground past the first baseman into right field. It's a base hit. Hewitt is going first to third. It's scooped up by Miller out and right. Cut off by Sawyer Farr, the shortstop, and the second hit of the inning. And runners now on the corners for Conejo.
Good job by Sawyer Farr cutting that one off. It was a was a very hard throw by Caden Miller, but it would have ended up in a weird spot. So far, got that adjustment done in time and nearly made a play over at first because Falskin took a really big turn on the first base bag.
Now a chance for Conejo to take the first lead of this ballgame, bottom of the third, and back to the top of the order for Tommy Kenlinger. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a breaking ball on the inside edge. Strike one. Hewitt's at third, Falskin at first. Only a single out. Can Kenlinger lift something in the outfield and try to sacrifice fly home a run? Comes an 0-1 pitch. That's going to miss down and away, a fastball. 1-1. At this point, Waldeck looking for a ground ball. Two solid middle infielders. With Sawyer Farr at short, TK at second. Hoover is at first. Here comes the 1-1 to Kenlinger. As the slider grounded outside of first base. Strike two.
The objective here for Noah Waldeck is to induce a double play. Weak contact on the infield. It's the main objective here.
The runners on the corners, one down to check over to the man at first base. He was trying to get a secondary lead, caught off balance, but was able to slide in head first, Falskin. And Waldeck, we've seen him a couple pickoff moves already. And
Falskin took a really big lead there at first, so it makes sense why he tried to cut him off.
Man at third, man at first, only a single out. There goes the runner of the 1-2 pitch. Is chopped to left side. Sawyer Farr charges in, but East Muma will field it. Goes to first and safe at first base. The throw not in time. A run's going to come in to score. Brady Hewitt plates the first run of the day. Conejo now lead. And Tommy Kenlinger is aboard. It was very close at first base. Muma, the third baseman, charged in. I initially thought that play he was out at first, but first base umpire saying he's safe. Bill Pintard now having a word with our first base umpire as well.
And I looked down because I thought he was good as out, but Kenlinger flashing that speed and Bill Pintard not happy with that call. And I do think he has a right not to be happy. That still puts the pressure on, Of course, one run came across the plate, but it would have been 2 down. Instead, it's 2 on, 1 out here. With the middle of the order coming up, Danielitz, Galloway, and West, these are some of their best hitters in the order. And it makes perfect sense why Pintard would try and dispute that call.
The manager, Pintard, will have to stroll his way back to the first base dugout. So a run in is now 1-0 Conejo. That was their third hit of the inning, 2 of which just on the infield. So it's first and second, one down. It's now Danielitz to stand in from the right side. Here's the pitch. Fastball is sprayed over the first base dugout. Strike one. Now it's a matter of limiting the damage for Waldeck. Still a ground ball to get out of this inning. But Santa Barbara now trailed by a run, bottom of the third. Look to second from Noah. Fires home. An 0-1 pitch is going to be a slider down. Ball one.
It's going to be tough to induce a double play as well with that speed that Kenlinger has. I mean, he beat what was a very good throw by Muma over to first on that infield single.
And here comes a 1-1 pitch to Danielitz. Fastball is just away at the knees. It was a great take by Danielitz. Ball 2.
I think you have to have this thought about maybe you go for a double steal here. Both Falskin has flashed his speed and Kenlinger as well.
First. Here comes a 2-1 pitch, and it's going to miss inside a fastball. Ball 3.
Falskin was, has taken some really big leads over at first. He definitely has taken a longer lead at second right now as well.
And notably, Hoover is not holding on to anyone at first. Everyone at double play depth, trying to knock down any ball in the infield. It's now 3-1. Here comes the pitch. The runner from second is going to take off in a late takeoff from the man at first base. TK will receive a throw down, and they got him. Caught stealing. It was a late takeoff from Tommy Kenlinger. The man at first base made the jump late. He's going to be gunned down at second by Zane Becker. Great play by Terrence Kill, the second baseman, to apply the tag. Falskin does steal his way to third base, so it's now man at third. 2 down, and the count now full for Danielewicz. And one good pitch here from Waldeck gets out of this inning. He's going to come set. It's now 3-2. And here comes the payoff pitch to Danielewicz. This is up the middle, one hopper ranging over as Sawyer Farr fields it behind second base, and the throw to first will be in time. Well done from Waldeck to limit the damage to just 1 run. But Conejo do take the lead onto the fourth. 1-0 Conejo over the Sturs.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
On to the fourth inning, and Santa Barbara now trails by a run. Conejo take the first lead of this ball game with Easton Mumma leading off for the Foresters to face Charlie Decker for the second time. Here comes the first pitch. It's going to be a slider missing away. It's going to be a lefty-lefty matchup to start. Chamberlain will be next, and then Sawyer Farr. Sturs trail by a run. First pitch missed away, and here comes the 1-0 delivery. And the fastball is going to be located down the middle, 1-1 to Easton Mumma.
Tough objective here for Santa Barbara is going to be getting runs against Charlie Decker, who's been really, really solid arm so far for the Oaks. I mean, coming off his best inning where he struck out 2 last time around.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and a foul tip back in the glove, and just will ricochet outside the glove of West. So now strike 2 on Mumma, who has the lone hit of the day for Santa Barbara. There have been 2 base runners, of course, Easton, and then Caden Miller was hit by a pitch with 2 down in the second. There was a 3-hit in for Conejo in the last to take a 1-0 lead. But now Decker, the 1-2 delivery to Mumma, will miss inside on and off speed, 2-2.
I think the big objective here for Santa Barbara is to get some longer at-bats out of Decker. He's done a really good job of limiting his pitch count, only 31 pitches entering this inning.
Here's the 2-2 fastball is just going to miss away. That was a great take by Easton, not missed by much. Full count.
A couple of really good takes in a row from Mumma.
So he stands in from the left side against the starting left-handed pitcher. Decker comes set in the closed stance on the hill. 3-2 delivery, strikes him out on the slider, and Mumma will go down swinging. 1 down in the fourth.
3 straight Ks for Decker, who's been just absolutely dealing.
And again, just to put it in perspective, Decker just stands at 5'9", 145. And you see a guy like Cole Chamberlain, really even the 3 guys coming up. It was Mumma, Chamberlain, Farr. Mumma a little bit shorter than Cole and Sawyer, but those guys well over 6 feet. A lot different look when you look at the guys playing. Here's the first pitch to Cole. It's a fastball away, ball 1.
It really all just comes down to Decker's ability to paint the zone. He's got a really good job of locating his pitches.
Here comes a 1-0 to Chamberlain, and the slider's going to find the outside corner to the left-handed batter, 1-1.
has already matched his strikeout total from his last start against Mario Seco. He was named the Conejo Pitcher of the Week.
Conejo do lead by a run. Top of the 4th inning, bases clear, 1 out. Here's the next pitch, check swing. Slider's going to be down. Coles now finds himself ahead, 2 balls and a strike against the starter for Conejo, Charlie Decker. Cole takes a moment, readjusts the helmet, stands back in. Decker again. The 2-1 delivery is chopped towards the first base on deck circle, tapped down by Sawyer Farr. 2-2 now to the DH Chamberlain. th game of the season for Santa Barbara. And with the completion of today's game, they will be halfway through this 10-game stretch. The rescheduling game yesterday against OC. But now the 2-2 pitch is chopped off his legs. It remains 2-2 for Chamberlain.
Cole struck out once today, had a couple of strikeouts yesterday, but he's also done a really good job of forcing longer counts. And, you know, a lot of those strikeout calls were pretty unlucky where he was being really patient, waiting for the right pitches, and the pitchers were just finding the corners against them.
With 1 down, base is clear. 2-2 pitch to Chamberlain is chopped again off of his foot. That is 3 straight balls fouled off by Chamberlain. It remains 2-2. After the DH will be Sawyer Farr, the switch hitter who will hit from the right side. The starting pitcher for Conejo has recorded a decision in every one of his first 3 starts. He's a 2-1 record. His team leads here. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and again, it's foul back into the backstop. 4 straight balls fouled off by Chamberlain.
Good job fighting this at bat. You know, for a guy like Decker who's doing good at getting quick outs, this is a big moment here for Chamberlain to try and take advantage.
And Decker is about to toss his 8th pitch of this plate appearance. Here's the 2-2, and it's fouled off again. High towering foul ball over the press box. So we're about to see the 9th pitch, and it's not even a full count yet.
Keep fighting. You know, maybe if you're Decker, you try and get like a swing and miss. You try and give him the off speed out of his zone.
This lefty-lefty matchup with 1 down, the base is clear. Another 2-2 pitch is a shot in the right field and falls for a base hit on the 9th pitch. Cole Chamberlain, a base hit in the right field.
Great battle and a great moment for Chamberlain, who struck out once already. I was going for a long count there where he was faced like 4 or 5 2-strike pitches in a row, and he gets the knock to get a runner on with just 1 down. This is the first really strong opportunity here for the Stars to do something with just 1 down in this inning.
Bring to the plate now Sawyer Farr to hit from the right side. Decker will step off and throw back to Chamberlain, who scampers in feet first. It is a 1-0 Conejo lead. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Here comes the pitch. Farr squares around to bunt, but it's popped up, and it's going to be caught by Decker. No chance at a double play, but that ball in the attempted bunt fluttered up, and Decker on the follow-through off the hill goes on the 3rd base side of the infield and makes the catch for the 2nd out.
Yeah, just hung up. Really unlucky for Sawyer Farr, who tried to at least advance the runner and hope that he could have caught the defense off guard and score and get on base himself. Tough 2nd out for the Stars, man.
So Chamberlain remains at first base. Santa Barbara trailed by a run, top of the 4th. But now with 2 out, here is Brady Dallimore to hit from the right side. Couple looks to first from Decker. The pitch is chopped left side over is Hawley, the shortstop, and he booted it off the end of the glove. And reaching is Brady Dallimore to continue the inning with 2 down in the 4th. That chopped ball took a couple of funny hops, but Hawley couldn't make the play, and Dallimore is aboard.
Yeah, unlucky there. Goes down as an error on Hawley at 3rd.
It's going to continue the inning now for Caden Miller, and a chance for Santa Barbara to level the score. They just conceded a run, but 1st and 2nd, 2 down. Here comes the first pitch now to Caden Miller. It's going to be a slider located on the inside edge. Strike 1.
Miller came up into a similar situation last time around where he had that first RBI of the game against Orange County. Hoping to replicate that situation here.
0-1 pitch is foul back and off of the catcher for strike 2.
Scoreboard actually ruled that Dallimore hit as a single, an infield single instead of an error.
That's going to give their Stars the 3rd hit of the day. But now Miller falls behind in the count, 0-2 as he bats from the left side. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Runner from second is going to take off, and that ball's on the ground to second. Falskin's going to flip to second base to get the force out. A 4-6 force out as Dallimore will be the 3rd out as Miller roped that ball on the ground to Falskin as the runners were taking off. But the Stars will leave a couple stranded through 3.5. Conejo on top, 1-0 over Santa Barbara.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Conejo have a 1-run advantage over the Santa Barbara Foresters. Jacob Galloway, Landon West, Tyler Hawley scheduled for the Oaks with Noah Waldeck remaining in this game in his first start of the season, and his team down by a run.
Yeah, had a tough inning last time around where he gave up a few base hits. One run obviously came across the plate, and Brady Hewitt facing an order, part of the order where he had some success against Galloway and West and Hawley all were outs first time through.
So here is Galloway bats from the left side. First pitch is on the ground over to first base. Caleb Hoover will field it and flip to the pitcher covering, and it will go down as a 3-1 ground out and the first quick out in the bottom of the 4th.
And it's great to get quick outs at this stage in the ball game. You know, your offense just had its best inning yet, or they got a couple runners on. You want to bring the bats up while they're hot.
And both teams had some success in their respective half innings. The Stars had 2 knocks, a couple base runners. Top half of this inning and 3 hits for Conejo in the last of the 3rd. But with the bases clear, 1 down, here comes the first pitch to Landon West. It's going to be a slider lifted in right field. Out there today is Caden Miller. Will slide over a few paces to his left and will make the squeeze. 2 quick outs for Waldeck in the bottom of the 4th.
Very quick outs. Landon West still searching for his first hit of a summer. Unsuccessful yet again.
That's now going to bring up Tyler Hawley. Bases clear, 2 down. Conejo by a run. Bottom of the 4th. Today, Hawley, a foul out to Caden Miller, who made that very nice play just past the bullpen foul ground. Running out of real estate. Good catch by the right fielder today. Comes the first pitch to Hawley. And the fastball is located for a strike, 0-1.
Sam Becker back behind the plate after the off day yesterday. Good to see him getting some run in again as he's still trying to find his footing here this summer.
0-1 pitch, slider for a strike, 0-2 to the number 5 batter, Hawley. And Hawley takes a moment after falling down quickly, 0-2, and Waldeck's already to huck the next pitch. The 0-2 with 2 down is lined up the middle and past TK, the second baseman, into center field, and a 2-out knock for Tyler Hawley. That is the 4th hit of the game for the Oaks.
Off-speed low in a way that Hawley really had to pull around and reach for, and just got bat to it. Past Terrence Kill and the shallow part of the outfield, and easy 2-out knock for the third baseman.
So 1 on, 2 down. That's going to bring up Devin Wilkes. Bat from the left side. Here comes the pitch. Is a fastball up the middle, and that's a base hit into center field. Back-to-back singles straight away into center. And with 2 down, Conejo threatening. They lead 1-0. They look for more. So they're now going to bring up Brady Hewitt to the plate.
And that one was a little bit more hard hit than the last one. That was a rifle up the middle of the infield. First pitch swinging and 2 on just like that for Conejo.
That's going to bring up the man who collected the first hit of the day, Brady Hewitt. It was an infield single. As Waldeck fires home the first pitch, it's popped up and out of play over the stands and into the parking lot to our right. That is strike 1 to Hewitt. Oaks by 1. Bottom of the 4th. They have 2 base runners, first and second, 2 away. Waldeck looks to keep it a 1-0 scoreline. Looks to second. Here comes the 0-1 delivery. Is popped up and over the first base dugout. That is strike 2.
The big thing here for Waldeck is he's getting ahead on the count still. That's a good sign for your starter at this point in the game, is that he's still able to locate strikes and get outs.
Looks for the 3rd out in the 4th inning with 2 on. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Slider down the dirt. Good cover by Becker. Just had to slide a fraction to his left. Ball 1.
First time we've really had to see Becker make a good play defensively. Block that one from going back. Nice job by catcher.
Hewitt standing in for the 2nd time today. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Fouls off the high fastball over the plate, over the press box. Remains 1-2. And it is worth noting, Nate, first man up and throwing for Santa Barbara in their bullpen. It's Jaden Barfield, the really lone lefty reliever, is now tossing.
Not surprised to see Pintard maybe go with righty as the starter and the lefty first one out of the pen, try and take advantage of perhaps a lineup that is better suited for the left-handed pitching.
To follow Hewitt will be a switch hitter, Jax Jimenez. It's first and second, 2 down. Waldeck, a 1-2 delivery on the ground, left side, tough play for Sawyer Farr, ranging over, and it gets through his legs. So the runners will hold. He knocked it down, but just did not field it cleanly. And 3 straight base runners for the Conejo Oaks. That's going to go down as an E6 to load up the bases. 2 down in the 4th.
Pintard, it's Scott Murray coming out of the pen to have a quick word with his starter.
Interesting turn of events, too. 2 extremely quick outs to
Easy
start.
outs.
Yes, and then 2 back-to-back base hits, and then a 2-out error to continue the inning for the switch hitter. And now it is the pitching coach who, back to his duties, manning the bullpen. Hadn't seen him the last couple of days. Wasn't here this past weekend, but with Jax Jimenez, the switch hitter, coming up, he also gives some time to Barfield in case you need him in this inning.
Absolutely. Was with the team yesterday, and that great pitching performance. And 1 run given up here. Waldeck just has to get 1 more out, and that very well could have been it. I mean, it was a tough play to make for Sawyer Farr. Sure, it was kind of an awkward position for him to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Low dribbler, but just couldn't get it.
So the bases loaded. Conejo lead by a run. After the first 2 men were retired, bases now loaded for Jax Jimenez to hit from the left side. Here's the pitch, and that's down in the dirt and just knocked under the legs of Becker. And good cover by the catcher. That's ball 1.
Great cover by the catch. That saved the run.
Bases filled with Oaks. Waldeck looking to work around a 2-out error. Comes a 1-0 pitch. It's on the ground and outside of first base. Strike 1.
Unlucky for Jimenez. That was a really well-hit ball, and if it stayed fair, would have scored at least a couple Oaks to really open up the game here.
We're in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Conejo. They look to do some damage after Waldeck got 2 very quick outs. Noah Cummins set. The stretch, the 1-1 pitch is a high towering fly ball into short right, drifting back from the second base position as Terrence Kill fights the wind and will make the squeeze. Conejo leave the bases filled, and we are on to the 5th. Oaks by 1 over the Sturs.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Now on to the 5th inning from Cal Lutheran, Thousand Oaks, California. In this 5th inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's now has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. So Charlie Decker, the starting left-hander, remains in this ball game. He will face 8, 9, and 1. Hoover, Becker, Clark, with the Sturs trailing by a run to start off the 5th inning. Be a lefty-righty-lefty scheduled against the starting left-hander. First pitch to Hoover is a fastball located on the outside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, Decker's been really solid so far. He did have probably, the first inning where we've seen the Stars get damaged on a couple of hits in a row, but got out of that one.
The 0-1 is fouled back into the screen directly behind the plate from Hoover, 0-2. Caleb's going to have to shorten up. It's Charlie Decker. The 0-2 pitch is going to be away at 83. That is ball 1 as Caleb has gone 0 for 1 and ground out to first. Back in the 2nd, his second look, the Conejo starter. Shut stance on the hill for the starter. And we'll fire home a 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. The slider got him and Hoover down on strikes, and the 5th strikeout of the day for the Conejo starter.
Yeah, that was a easy at bat for Charlie Decker. Easy work of Caleb Hoover. Brings up Zane Becker now.
1 down, base is clear. Conejo lead 1-0. Here comes the first pitch. It's going to miss away at ball 1. Becker today had a pop up to the second baseman. With Santa Barbara 2-game lead over Conejo in the Southern Division in the CCL. Comes the 1-0 pitch. That is down in the dirt. Ball 2. Santa Barbara have had 3 hits so far today, 2 of which came in the last inning. Can they find base runners in the 5th? 2-0 pitch is located on a slider for a strike on the inside edge. 2-1.
I like taking pitches at that point in the at-bat, even if it was a slider in the zone. First time you've really seen Decker throw a couple balls in a row.
That's next pitch is going to be in the dirt. Another slider, so it's now 3-1. The only free pass that Decker's given up today was a hit batter. That was Caden Miller in the 2nd. Falls behind. You said, Nate, really for the first time the entire game, 3-1. And here comes the pitch to Zane Becker. And that's going to miss away at 82 miles an hour. So Charlie Decker gives up his first walk, and it will be Zane Becker to reach base with 1 out in the 5th.
That might have been the longest the Stars have gone all season without getting on base via a walk. It took him nearly 5 innings. It took him to the 5th inning to actually get on free on the base on balls. Becker looking to take advantage of that with the top of the order coming around.
So Brenton Clark will hit from the left side, 1 on, 1 out. They trail by 1. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. There's a fastball from Decker located on the outside corner, strike 1.
Just like that. Decker gets back ahead in the next batter he faces.
Nice lead for Zane Becker at first base, who just worked the walk. And a check over to him. And remember, Decker has a lefty, clear vision over at first base to any runners. Infield looks for a ground ball to turn 2. First baseman holds on to Zane Becker. Here's an 0-1 pitch. It's popped up on the infield, left side. Tyler Hawley, the third baseman, will camp out under it. Halfway between second and third, makes the play. 2 down in the 5th.
That's how Decker comes back, is after letting his first runner on via a walk, he forces a weak pop out from Clark to get an easy second out. Fight through adversity from the Conejo starter.
Becker remains at first. Now 2 down. Conejo lead 1-0. We are in the top of the 5th. That's going to bring up Terrence Kill the second. Gone 0 for 2 so far today. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1.
A couple times now where he's thrown that breaking ball as a first pitch. You got to be ready for that if you're the Santa Barbara batting and try and take advantage of just 75 miles an hour in the zone.
Here comes an 0-1 from Decker. And just on the outside edge for strike 2, TK. Likely thought that one was outside, but it is strike 2. Under perfectly blue skies here in Southern California. Charlie Decker, the 0-2 pitch. That is away at 83. All 1. Santa Barbara have the tying run on base. Top of the 5th. As Decker winds up 1-2 delivery, runner goes, and the ball's lifted into right field. Drifting back is Danielewicz, and he will make the squeeze in right center field. And Zane Becker's left stranded on the bases. Through 4.5, Conejo still on top, 1-0 over Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of this 5th inning is brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's has a couple locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's, go to them before or after any Foresters game. So the Conejo Oaks lead 1-0 over the Foresters. Noah Waldeck, the starter for Santa Barbara, remains in this game. He will face 9-1-2 coming up.
Yeah, Waldeck had a tough last inning. Got into another bases loaded situation, but got out of it thanks to good defense from Terrence Kill at a new position at second.
First pitch will miss away to Cade Falskin. The number 9 batter who is 1 for 1 today. A base hit into right, which occurred in the 3rd inning. Here's a 1-0, and the fastball is going to miss away at bell tight. Ball 2.
Tough miss on the 1-0 pitch. Waldeck falling behind very quickly here in this at bat.
And here comes the 2-0 delivery, and that's going to miss inside and down for ball 3. And remember, Jaden Barfield has been warming up, and he continues to throw down the bullpen, down the right field line as Waldeck got 2 quick outs in the last, gave a back-to-back singles. And now a 3-0 delivery to Falskin is going to miss upstairs, a 4-pitch leadoff walk, and Falskin is aboard for the second time today. And here comes Bill Pintard, a couple paces out of the door to the dugout. He looks back, likely talking to Scott Murray, and the manager is going to come out, and this is probably going to be it for Noah Waldeck. 4-pitch leadoff walk to Cade Falskin. Top of the order is coming up in the form of Tommy Kendlinger. Conejo Oaks lead 1-0. As the manager strolls out now up into the hill. When you look around the surroundings here, very nice park, Sparky Anderson Field. Nice surroundings, some rolling hills and some trees sprinkled on beyond the outfield. But Jaden Barfield is coming in. The left-handed reliever will take over for Waldeck. We'll step aside, man on, nobody out. Bottom of the 5th inning, Conejo by 1.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the 5th inning from Sparky Anderson Field on the campus of Cal Lutheran. Jaden Barfield, the left-handed reliever, will now take over for Noah Waldeck. The starter, Waldeck, went 4+, 5 hits, responsible for the man at first base. He walked 1 and struck out 1 in his first start of the season. But Conejo is bringing around top of the order. Tommy Kendlinger will now hit. He is 1 for 2 with Falskin after his 4-pitch leadoff walk at first. Nobody out in the 5th. So Jaden Barfield working from the middle of the hill. It's a good look at first base and winds up the first pitch. It's going to miss down and in. That is ball 1.
Yeah, Barfield relieving Waldeck. Waldeck, pretty solid day. Had some tough moments towards the back end of his appearance, but overall, 1 run given up from the starter. You will take that any day of the week.
Comes the 1-0 pitch to Kendlinger, and he's going to spit on a slider, but he's going to take a strike 1-1.
Last time we saw Jaden was a couple days ago against Slow, where he only won an inning, gave up a couple of hits, run scored, but 2 strikeouts. He's been a great strikeout guy for the Stars so far.
Runner goes, and this ball lined into right field. Miller's going to make the catch, and it's going to be a long throw back to first base. And sliding in back into head first into first base is Falskin on a hit-and-run bid. Kenlinger will line out into right field, and Falskin was at second base, but since that ball was caught, he turned the burners on back the other direction, pulled a U-turn, and got back in head first, not get doubled up.
Hard not to think that maybe if it was someone more accustomed to that, playing in that outfield like a Brenton Clark and right, could have been a double play.
Still a pretty good throw from Miller.
Still a very good throw from Miller. I mean, that was a deep part of the park.
Check to the runner. So now one down. Falskin got back to first base, and the batter is now Lucas Danielewicz to bat from the right side against the lefty reliever Barfield. Conejo looked to advance this 1-0 lead, bottom of the fifth. Barfield steps off and checks to the runner again at first.
Time with a little bit more gas on his check over to first. Really wanted to make sure that Falskin, who's already shown his speed a couple times where he's stolen a base today, really wants to keep him over there at first.
Still waiting the first pitch to Danielewicz. Here it comes. It's going to be a changeup away. That is ball one. Danielewicz line out to right, ground out to short. And you mentioned Caden Miller, Nate. Not typically in right field. A lot of defensive changes if you're joining us late today for Santa Barbara and Bill Pintard. Barfield's going to step off again, but notably Terrence Kill is at second base. We've only seen him in the outfield. Brenton Clark is in center, typically been in the corners, and Brady Dalmore out in left field. So there's been a lot of changes in the infield other than Terrence Kill at second. Relatively the same, and just the normal guys getting platooned in and out of the lineup. Now there's check to the runner at first. Still just one pitch to Danielewicz.
He really wants to keep him over there. He wants to keep that double play ball in effect.
Conejo by one, bottom of the fifth. And a big lead now for Falskin. And he's going to take off. He left early a play down at second base. They have a chance, and they got him. Fantastic stuff by Jaden Barfield. Continually checked on Falskin. He left early, caught stealing at second, 2 down, and the base is now clear.
And that's the advantage of throwing from the left-hand side, because the way you're positioned on the mound, you're always going to be focusing at first base. You're going to have your eyes over there, and Falskin was playing a dangerous game and got caught in a pickle, and a good second out for the Stars.
Still now just the second pitch to Danielewicz. He's going to pop it up into center field. Drifting over into the gap is Brenton Clark. And Jaden Barfield, who entered this inning in relief. Waldeck had a leadoff walk. He was pulled out of the game. Just has to face 2. Well done from Barfield. On to the 6th inning. Stars trail by a run to the Oaks. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. On to the 6th inning, the Conejo Oaks lead 1-0 over the Sturs, but there will be a pitching change for Conejo. Enter the left-hander Jake Thrift as he will face 3-4-5 Muma Chamberlain Farr scheduled.
Yeah, Thrift just wrapped up a year at Santa Barbara City College where, he got to use a lot more run than he did his freshman year. Couple of starts, really solid strikeout pitcher. A 6.05 ERA in the spring. This is his first appearance of the summer. Stars hoping to take advantage of the man who plays his college ball in Santa Barbara.
He's going to face a lefty-lefty and a switch hitter. Here comes the first pitch to Easton Muma, and the fastball at 89 is going to clip the lower portion of the zone. Strike one.
And just like that, the Stars are going to have to catch up to the velo yet again. Decker's velo was around 384, and this guy Thrift is touching 90.
0-1 pitch, going to a breaking ball, missing high and away, ball one. Easton Day has gone 1 for 2, had the first of the 3 hits currently for Santa Barbara back in the first inning. What can he do here? He's leading off the 6th. Here is the 1-1, and the fastball away, ball 2.
Already, Stars doing a good job getting ahead on counts here.
Their second lefty that they're facing today. And here comes a 2-1 pitch to Easton Muma. That is going to be down, ball 3, fastball. And Charlie Decker, the starter, will be in line for the win with Conejo holding on to a 1-run advantage. He went 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. The Conejo starter. But Thrift, first batter he faces today and of the summer, 3-1 pitch. Fastball is going to miss away in a leadoff walk by Easton Muma. He is aboard for the second time today.
Crucially gets the leadoff man aboard, first time all day. Something that the Stars have been kind of known for this summer is getting that leadoff man on and taking advantage of it. They didn't get to do that against Decker. First time they faced the new arm Thrift, they get the walk and have the leadoff man on.
So here's Cole Chamberlain. Just like Muma, he is 1 for 2 with a base hit and a strikeout. Bats from the left side. Here's the pitch, and slider's going to miss down. Good cover by Landon West, the catcher, 1-0.
Again, it's another lefty on the mound, so that means it's going to be tough for the Stars to steal bags with Thrift's attention usually going to be on first base before he throws his pitch.
Here comes a 1-0 delivery. Fastball is popped up. Maybe a chance in foul ground. The catcher and third baseman both converge, and it's the third baseman to make the squeeze in foul territory. It's Tyler Hawley, a few paces in front of the third base dugout. That is out number 1 in the 6th.
Did a good job rating that one. Waved off the catcher, West, pretty easily, and Hawley, tough play, but made it look simple.
And that's now going to bring up Sawyer Farr to hit from the right side. Farr today's gone 0 for 2. Did attempt to lay down a bunt last time up and kind of fluttered up in the air and ended up lining out to the pitcher. But man at first, 1 down. Stars trail by a run. First pitch to Sawyer. Fastball is away. Ball 1. Brady Dalmore does stand on deck, but Jake Thrift look for a ground ball. The first baseman, Wilkes, holds on to Easton. The rest of the infield double play depth. 1-0 pitch down in the dirt. Fantastic cover by West. You saw a secondary lead from Easton Muma, but he will retreat back to first.
Hard not to think that, despite Muma not being a guy that attempts too many steals, the Stars just try and kickstart something. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. It's lined into right field, but drifting back is Daniewicz. It's going back, and that ball is off the base of the wall. Easton Muma and 2 Forsters now at second base. And Sawyer Farr is standing between first and second. They're trying to tag him out at first base. He's sliding in back head first to first base, and he's going to be out. Easton Muma held up at second, and Farr was going to second base, and Farr wisely was trying to hold between first and second until they made it in a play. But that's going to be the second out of the inning. It's going to go down as probably just a single for Farr, and 2 Forsters were at second base.
I don't know if Muma was going off of what Chuck said or Well, but I didn't like that decision to hold him at second. I thought he easily could have made it to 3, and with you guys with the Foresters needing a run, I mean, you might as well get the runner in at scoring position, and if nothing else, you can skid out at third. That probably brings Farr to second.
Here's the first pitch now. Brady Dalmore swing and a miss. And again, just to reiterate, that ball was likely a double at the base of the right field wall. Mumma just held up at second, and Farr was all the way nearly to second base, and then both of them were just standing there.
Second base standing up very easily.
But Mumma was at second, and Farr was about 3/4 of the way to third base to second. Here's an 0-1 on the ground left side, and it's kicked off the leg of the third baseman. Mumma is going to be held up at third base. That was a hard hit at Tyler Hawley. The third baseman looks like it ricocheted off of his shins, and it's going to go down as an E5 to continue the inning. So an interesting 6th inning. It's going to be first and third, 2 down to bring up Caden Miller.
Now you really got to score here after the whole kerfluffle with Farr. Dallimore now getting on because of the error. Really puts the pressure on the Stars to get at least tie the game here in the top of the 6th.
Conejo currently on top, 1-0, but Mumma at third. Dallimore is at second. 2 down. The batter is Caden Miller. Here's the pitch. Curveball will miss high. It's ball 1. Miller's gone 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and then rolled into a fielder's choice. Can Santa Barbara tie up this game? 1-0 pitch is foul back and off the mask of the home plate umpire. 1-1, and he's going to take a moment.
Just going to gather himself. Caleb Hoover coming over to check on the ump. Also gives a chance for the battery of the Oaks to have a word after what's easily been their toughest inning so far. Bill Petard also offered some help to the umpire, asking him if he wanted a glass of water.
And our home plate umpire gives the ball back to the pitcher, and glad to see him okay. Looked a little dazed initially after it was ricocheted off the mask. And
he's been working quick today. I mean, I'm not surprised that he, after bumping that one off, he immediately goes to the mound and says, hey, let's continue this ball game.
Runners on the corners for Santa Barbara. It is a 1-run game. With 2 down in the 6th. Our plate umpire still just taking a moment. Mask back on. 1-1 the count. Caden Miller look to bring home the tying run. He's at second base. Go-ahead run now at first. 1-1 delivery is going to be a slider on the outside edge. Strike 2. Santa Barbara needing to capitalize. Had the miscue on the base pass between Farr and Mumma, resulting in the second out, but a 2-out error to extend the inning. 1-2 pitch is down in the dirt. The runner from first to second is going to go, and Dallimore will go down to second on a wild pitch. No throw down from West, and 2 now in scoring position, and a big chance for Caden Miller to put Santa Barbara on top.
Heads up play by Dallimore, seeing that one go to the dirt and just immediately taking off. He knows if the throw comes, and he still very worried could be unsafe, but it also gives Mumma a chance to get the run across plate at home.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 in scoring position. Here's the pitch, and it's over the glove of the catcher. Coming home from third is Mumma, and he will score. We are tied. The wild pitch from Jake Thrift will score Easton Mumma. We are tied up 1-1. Dallimore down to third, and the count is now full to Caden Miller.
Yeah, and crucially, it gates the kind of error on the base pass for the Stars, tie the game, and with Dallimore being aggressive on the base pass as well, you got another runner 90 feet away from taking the lead.
Both teams now with 1 run, top of the 6th. 2 down, Dallimore is at third. 3-2 pitch to Miller, swing and a miss. Low in the zone, chasing, and Thrift will retire the side, but a run does come in to score. Going to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 1 between the Oaks and Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
We have now a tied ball game, bottom of the sixth inning. Jaden Barfield will start off a clean inning. He will face 3, 4, and 5. Galloway, West, and Hawley. But Santa Barbara on some good base running from Easton Mumaw, scoring on a wild pitch, tied at 1.
Yeah, good base running after he got Sawyer far out on the base paths. Really just got to take advantage of that because of, the error that got Dalamer on and then just a couple of bad pitches in a row from Thrift.
Here comes the first pitch from Barfield. It's going to be slidered down and away. We'll face a lefty, righty, righty. Remember, Barfield, the left-handed reliever, really the only left-handed reliever for Santa Barbara this season. Galloway's gone 0 for 2 today. Here comes a 1-0 pitch as the DH will take a fastball down 2-0.
And that really makes him a crucial part of this bullpen because, it gives you a chance to mix something up. And not only that you give the chance to mix it up, it's that Barfield's been very good at what he's done so far.
He's been exceptional as now the 2-0 is kind of flared up into short center field and going back. There's a shortstop. Sawyer Farr is going to make the squeeze. Couple paces behind second base. And good read from Sawyer. Galloway is retired on the pop-up in the shallow center. 1 down in the 6th.
Good first out. Galloway a tougher out in the order. Now you got to go face Landon West, who's still searching for his first hit of a summer in the debut.
So far, a pop-up to third and a fly out to right. 1 down, base is clear. Here comes the pitch. And it's going to be a changeup away. Ball 1. Remember, Conejo just a couple days ago was a half game behind Santa Barbara in the CCL South. Barfield now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and miss late on the fastball for strike 1. And now Sturs now won 3 straight games. Conejo dropped the game. They're 2 games back in the Southern Division.
I can't emphasize how big of a game this is for both teams because if the Sturs win, you have a 3-game cushion. But if the Oaks get it done, they're just a game behind just like that.
1-1. Swing and miss. Another fastball from Barfield. Strike 2. And it's always nice when you're playing a team that's right behind you, whether you're the team trailing or the team ahead. Like you said, you could really double up whatever game you're playing. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Reaching for it and fouls it back into the screen. 1-2.
Yeah, and it really, these are the games that you play for. They're the pressure situations. You know how much it means for the Sturs. It doesn't obviously mean as much as it does for the Oaks, who are obviously the ones that are trying to play for, better seating in the CCL postseason. The Sturs obviously go to the College World Series in Wichita.
And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the changeup. Landon West is retired. First punch out of the day for Barfield. 2 down in the 6th.
And crucially, it also, for the Foresters to be able to come into Wichita as the regular season champs of the CCL, that is great momentum to have with you ahead of, the big moment of the summer.
Absolutely, and that's what all these games really leading to for Santa Barbara. And if we take a 10,000-foot view of everything, the final game of the regular season will be on the 20th for the Sturs, and they'll leave for Wichita on the 22nd. So, as it is the 1st of July, timer is ticking for Wichita. The first pitch down in the dirt for Tyler Hawley. 2 down, bottom of the 6th, tied ball game, and the base is clear for Conejo. Hawley's gone 1 for 2. Foul out to right. Base hit up the middle. Barfield. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and the fastball is just going to clip the lower portion of the zone. 1-1.
So nice as well for the Sturs after putting up their first run of the football game. Have a 0 for Conejo on the bottom half of the inning.
It's a 1-1 pitch. That's down in the dirt. Ball 2.
Another thing I wouldn't be surprised to see is if they try and stretch this outing from Barfield. He only pitched an inning on Sunday. It's a big part of the 10-game gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
So you really want to be able to make the most of it if you're Santa Barbara and try and exercise as much of your arms as you can.
2-1 pitch is popped up and over the press box. Now 2-2.
Although really, I had this thought this morning. It's really in 11 games in 10 days because likely we'll be making up the end of the Arroyo Seco game.
Mm-hmm. True.
When you play the Saints either on Saturday or Sunday.
And now the 2-2 pitch to Tyler Hawley. A fly ball down the right field line, slicing over the first base dugout. So with 2 down, base is clear. Good fight here between the number 5 batter and the reliever Jaden Barfield. Tied game. And we'll have to imagine that game will be made up on Saturday when the Sturs are down in Arroyo Seco, as Santa Barbara was playing down as the road team against the Saints. But stay tuned on that. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's on the ground through the gap into left field. That was a tough play for Easton Mumal. Really no chance as that ball was in the hole. And a 2-out knock for Tyler Hawley, and he is now 2 for 3 today.
Second single. He's been a bit of a problem, man, for the Stars whenever they play the Oaks. Always seems to have a good day of multi-hit performance. Today no different. 2 hard-hit singles to get a runner on with 2 down.
That's going to bring up Devin Wilkes, the 2-out base runner, representing the go-ahead run now on base. First pitch, swing and a miss. Good slider from Barfield, nothing in 2.
Barfield really hoping to take advantage here against Wilkes. Lefty-on-lefty matchup, you do give the advantage here to the pitcher.
3 true lefties along with a switch hitter in this lineup for Conejo. 0-1. That's going to miss down. Another slider from Jaden. 1-1. And the Sturs will start a 3-game homestand tomorrow when they return home, facing the OC Riptide, who they prevailed over last night in a 5-1 victory. Here comes a 1-1, swing and a miss. Looks like maybe the cutter that time from Barfield, or different type of fastball, 1-2.
Good job getting the chase on the pitch low and away.
Man at first, 2 down. Tied game in the bottom of the 6th. And Barfield, giving up his first base runner, winds up the 1-2 pitch. Is a fly ball into right. Caden Miller had to readjust. Initially went back, will make the squeeze. Initially moved back towards the wall, but moved forward, had to regather himself and make a good play out in right field. He is retired. Makes the play to retire Devin Wilkes. And we're on to the 7th. Tied game between the Sturs and Conejo. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. Now into the 7th inning from Sparky Anderson Field on the campus of Cal Lutheran. Jake Thrift back out for his 2nd inning. Left-handed reliever will face Hoover, Becker, and Brenton Clark scheduled in this inning. Here comes the first pitch, the left-handed batter, Caleb Hoover. And the fastball's on the outside edge, 0-1.
Sturs got their first run of the game last inning against Thrift. They hope to take the lead.
0-1 delivery is a slider for a strike, 0-2. Conejo put up the first run in the 3rd. Santa Barbara responded with their first in the 6th. Tied game starting off the 7th inning. Jake Thrift fires 2 strikes, and here comes the 0-2 to Hoover. It's going to be a breaking ball missing upstairs, ball 1.
But it has to be said that Thrift had a little bit more success against the lefties than he did against the righties. Struck out Miller to end the inning. Got Chamberlain to pop up to the 3rd baseman.
There's a 1-2 pitch, and a breaking ball is in there, called strike 3, and Hoover will go down looking. 1 down in the 7th.
Like that, 2 strikeouts against lefties so far for Thrift, the southpaw. Big out 1.
That's going to bring up the right-handed batter, Zane Becker. And by the way, on deck is Brenton Clark, who hits from the left side. So 1 down, bases clear, in a tied game. Winding up the first pitch is Thrift, and the fastball is going to be in there. Landon West, great job as the catcher, pulling it up into the zone, strike 1. And Thrift working for the 3rd base side of the hill. The 0-1 delivery to Zane Becker, and it's going to be a changeup missing away, 1-1.
Good take by Becker to come back in the count, and it's always tough to lay off of those changeups.
1-1 is a fly ball into center field, sliding over is Tommy Kendlinger a few steps forward, and the center fielder will make the squeeze. 2 quick outs for Jake Thrift, and 2 down in the top of the 7th. It's going to bring up Brenton Clark. Got another left-handed batter. Top spot in the order today for Brenton. We'll now dig in for the 4th time in his first look at Jake Thrift. It's a tied game, 2 down, and the base is clear for Santa Barbara. The second lefty-lefty matchup of this inning, and here comes the first pitch to Brenton. Squares around to bunt, and is going to see a slider away, ball 1. Santa Barbara so far today, 3 hits. Both teams have an error, and 6 knocks for the Conejo Oaks. Both teams have had some chances, but it's just a 1-1 score. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Late on the fastball with Brenton. 1-1. And no one tossing down that right field bullpen for Santa Barbara. You imagine. Try to ride Barfield, as you said, as long as possible. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball's down. Ball 2.
And you might as well, because he's been pretty effective so far. 2 quick outs when he came in, and 3 quick outs actually when he came in during the 5th inning, and then very solid 6th.
2-1 pitch is sprayed over the 3rd base dugout. Out of everything here at Sparky Anderson Field, 2-2. It is for Brenton Clark.
Top part of your order just had a hard time against Oaks pitching. Of Clark and Kill 0 for 3.
Can Clark get on base for the first time today with 2 down, bases clear. Thrift, the 2-2 pitch is going to miss away. Just barely. Great take from Brenton Clark, full count.
Very good take. Those are always so tough to lay off. The slider going away from you. But Brenton saw it.
Now the 3-2 delivery is fouled off over the 3rd base side of the park. Good work from Brenton. Seeing a good number of pitches, and the lefty reliever, as there is a man up tossing down in the bullpen for the Conejo Oaks, a right-hander. Terrence Kill would be next for Santa Barbara if Clark can reach. In a tied game, top of the 7th. 2 down, the base is clear. It is a 3-2 pitch. Fouled off again over the 3rd base dugout by Brenton.
Just got to keep on fighting.
This will be the 8th pitch of the plate appearance for Brenton Clark. And the 3-2 delivery yet again from Thrift is going to be down, and a 8-pitch walk for Brenton Clark. Fantastic work from the man in the top spot of the order. He is aboard for the first time today.
Fantastic work indeed. Clark has some speed. Stirs looking to take the lead. This is when the coaching and the experience of Bill Pentard is so crucial in these close games where you're able to, each decision counts more and more as the game goes on.
So the go-ahead run now on base. The batter's kill. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a fastball away. Ball 1. TK's been gone 0 for 3 today. Fly out to center, a strikeout, and a fly out to right. Tied game in the 7th. Here comes a 1-0 pitch, and Terrence lifts it down the right field line. Lucas Daniewicz will move in a few paces, and the right fielder will make the squeeze to retire the side. Brenton Clark had a 2-out walk, but he is left stranded on the bases. It's stretch time from Sparky Anderson Field. Oaks Foresters tied at 1.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Bottom of the 7th inning, tied game between the Foresters and the Conejo Oaks. Jaden Barfield remains in this game. He'll face the bottom 3, Hewitt, Jimenez, and Falskin. And remember, Barfield took over in this game in the 5th inning after a leadoff walk for Noah Waldeck, who went 4+, and Jaden's been really solid. The only man to reach base against him was a 2-out knock by Hawley in the last inning.
Yeah, really solid, and he's been doing quick work, getting easy outs, and strikeouts so far. That's been his main weapon of choice. Love to see Barfield turn out that swing and miss as the inning goes on here.
Tied game to start the bottom of the 7th. Here's a right-handed batter, Hewitt. First pitch from the southpaw reliever is popped up right side into foul ground. Caleb Hoover has a play at it. The first baseman will make the squeeze in foul ground. 1 pitch, and Brady Hewitt is retired to start off the bottom of the 7th.
Stars will take that every day of the week. Quick out 1. It's going to allow Barfield to go as long as they need him to.
And we did see during the break, a man is now tossing a right-hander, Ethan O'Neill, down the Forester bullpen, but Barfield one down the 7th. Base is clear. First pitch, the number 8 batter is going to be strike 1. He went around, tried to lay off of it, and that ball in and out of the glove of Becker. 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Jimenez. Chopped left side, ranging over into the hole is Sawyer Farr. The backhand knocks it down, and the throw was late. Infield single for Jax Jimenez. Some good back-end speed and a 1-out knock for Conejo.
A great defensive play by Sawyer Farr, getting some infield dirt on the jersey. Slides out, stops the ball from going past him, and it was a good throw, but Jimenez got a lot of speed, was able to beat it.
Yeah, great effort from Farr. As best as you can do. That's going to bring up Cade Falskin, who's 1-for-1 with a walk. But Barfield to look for a ground ball to get out of this inning. 1 on, 1 out. Here comes the pitch, and a fastball for a strike against the left-handed batter, Falskin. 0-1. Falskin, when he got on via single, also has a stolen base, but a man at first. Barfield's looked over to him a couple times, and the batter will now call time. And let's not forget, Nate, when he took over for Noah Waldeck had a leadoff walk, and Barfield was probably like 5 or 6 pickoff attempts before the runner at first left early, and that was Falskin, who's currently at the plate, but Jaden very cerebral to the base runners.
Absolutely, and he's definitely has every right to be against a guy like Jimenez, who's got a lot of speed over there at first.
Another long hold from Jaden, long stare down at first, and time being called again, but here comes the pitch, and that's going to miss down on a slider, 1-1. The batter, Falskin, wanted time being called, but called it too late. That pitch will count 1-1.
Yeah, definitely the mental game here from Barfield, trying to take his time and really make Falskin think about it.
Here comes the 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss late on the fastball. Strike 2.
Slow on the previous pitch, off speed, and sped him back right away with a 88-mile-an-hour fastball.
Jimenez had the infield single. He remains at first. Tied game in the bottom of the 7th, and 1 out. Barfield working from the middle of the hill. The lefty reliever fires home a 1-2 pitch, and the fastball just misses away. Really good take from Falskin. 2-2. Top of the order is on deck from Tommy Kenlinger. Conejo scored their lone run in the 3rd inning. The Stars scored theirs in the 6th. Barfield's going to step off, and sliding back in head first is Jimenez. First check over to him.
Be the first of many.
So Falskin stands back in, the left-handed batter. Under the blue Southern California sky, another check over to the Conejo base runner at first, with Conejo wearing powder blue top today, blue bottoms, and the Sturgeon red top and gray bottoms. And for the Foresters playing 10 games straight to laundry, it's probably not too fun. You're going to have to be dealing with that every couple days. But it's now 2-2 for Falskin. Here's the pitch, and foul back directly behind the plate, into the screen. 2-2.
Sure, that's one of the things that are least concerned when it comes to
Yes.
10 games in a row.
That's on the
I was
bottom of
more
the
thinking
list.
the wear and tear on the body.
But it remains 2-2. And here comes the pitch, and swing and a miss on the slider. 2 down in the 7th. Really nice delivery from Barfield. Man still at first, but a big second out for Santa Barbara and Barfield.
Yeah, great delivery. Falskin totally tied up there. Big swing and a miss for out 2.
Second strikeout of the day for Barfield. Not only the 3rd from Santa Barbara pitching. With 2 out and man at first, here comes the next pitch to Kenlinger. It'll be a changeup away. Ball 1. And then we've talked about really the last couple games, really every broadcast for the last week, how dominant Santa Barbara pitching has been with the strikeout stuff. They've held the Conejo Oaks only 1 run, but just via different ways getting outs. Here's a 1-0. Big swing and a miss, another changeup, 1-1.
Yeah, and this is a game where the Stars pitching staff only has 3 strikeouts so far. Been relying on the defense a lot more today.
And at first, 2 down. There goes the runner. The 1-1 pitch is sprayed over the first base dugout. Runner's going to come back. Now strike 2 on Kenlinger, who's having himself a 1-for-3 day. In the 8th inning, Santa Barbara will have Mumont, Chamberlain, Farr. That is 3, 4, and 5 scheduled. But Barfield looks to end the inning right here. The 1-2 pitch on the ground, left side. Here's Sawyer Farr. He's just going to flip to the second baseman for the force out, and Terrence Kill will be the recipient of that toss from Sawyer. And Kenlinger will ground into a fielder's choice. Jimenez, a force out victim at second base, and the side is retired. Through 7, tied at 1. Oaks Foresters.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Now into the 8th inning. Tied game between the Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters. There will be a new arm entering for Conejo. Luke Cesares, the right-hander, will take over. He will face Muma, Chamberlain, and Farr. The first right-handed pitcher of the day that the Santa Barbara Foresters will face in this ball game. Here comes the first pitch to Easton, and the fastball at 91 in there for a strike.
Yeah, I'm sure the lefties in the lineup, particularly Muma and Chamberlain, who are coming to the plate this inning, are pretty happy about that.
Tied game to start off the 8th inning, and Muma has gone 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. 0-1 is up the middle, rounded over to Hewitt, ranges to his left, fields it behind second, the throw good, and Muma will ground out 6-3, 1 down in the 8th.
Quick out one for Cesares, who has had an up and down summer, 5.68 ERA, but does a good job limiting his walks.
So here's Cole Chamberlain. Hits from the left side against the right-hander reliever. Infield straightaway, as is the outfield. Here comes the first pitch to Cole. And Chamberlain's going to see a fastball inside, raising his arms near the right hip. That is ball 1. Chamberlain 1 for 3. He is struck out looking. Base hit and a right and a foul out to the third baseman. Cesares working from the middle of the hill. The 1-0 pitch to Chamberlain. Fastball at 92 away. 2-0.
Good job by Chamberlain to get ahead here. Able to see these pitches a lot better coming from the righty.
Now the switch hitter standing on deck. So essentially 3 lefties starting off this 8th inning. 2-0 is a fastball high, and Chamberlain had to corkscrew his way out of it and shot down the first baseline. That is ball 3.
3 balls in a row. Chamberlain just going to try and get on here and allow the Stars to kickstart something.
Leadoff man was retired, so 1 out, base is clear. 3-0 pitch to Chamberlain, and that is right down the middle. And Chamberlain stood there like a statue. No intent to swing, strike 1.
Absolutely no intention.
So Cesar's gets himself back in the count. Wind's blowing out towards the right field foul pole. 3-1 delivery. Chamberlain ropes it straight to the second baseman. Hard hit, but Falskin had a little bit of a hop. Makes the squeeze. 2 down in the 8th.
That's unlucky for Chamberlain. That was a really well-struck ball and just right to Falskin.
That's going to bring up now Sawyer Farr. The switch hitter, 1 for 3 today. That's from the left side. Base is clear, 2 down. Tied game, top of the 8th inning. 1 run apiece. Here comes the first pitch, and Farr will spit on a fastball that's called a strike, 0-1.
Cesar is up in the velo of his fastballs in the low 90s. Stars bats have to adjust.
And Cesar's from third base side of the hill, 0-1 pitch to the switch hitter, and it's sprayed. High towering fly ball over the third base dugout. That is now strike 2. Looks like that changeup away in the zone for Sawyer. Had to reach for it. 0-2. Should Sawyer reach? Brady Delmore, right-handed batter, stands on deck. On to a nice evening here, just past 6 o'clock local time, but now the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball, not competitive, high and away. 1-2. And you feel like in this game for either side, I mean, it's deadlocked at 1 since the top of the 6th inning. Who's going to be the hero? Just get on base and find a way on either side to try to galvanize your team to a victory here this afternoon. With 2 down, the base is clear. 1-2 now to Sawyer Farr. Sprays it off out of play. Means 1-2.
Yeah, I do have a feeling about whoever, is going to be able to be that guy that can't get in the scoring position. Just feel like his team's going to be able to find a way to bring him home and break this deadlock.
And Conejo will have 2, 3, 4 scheduled, bottom of the 8th. And will Barfield take over? Will we see Ethan O'Neill take over? It is a 1-2 pitch, and again, fouled off by Sawyer over the left side fence. Remains 1-2.
So many times we've seen the Stars, be the ones that come out on top in these close games where they're able to find the hero. It's a lot of the times it's been Terrence Kill, Hassan Klepchef, a number of clutch hits. Same with Cole Chamberlain.
2 out. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Curveball will miss away. 2-2. Shadow's getting longer in the press box. Shadow slowly inching its way towards the plate. The player Shadow's probably about 7 feet long now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's down the left field line, slicing into foul ground, and will slice into the Oaks bullpen. So it remains 2-2.
Unlucky for Farr for that one to go foul. That was a well-struck ball into the opposite field.
Just fouled off the 7th pitch, I should say. Fouled off the 7th pitch, not the 7th times he's fouled off a pitch, but now be the 8th pitch of the plate appearance coming up for Sawyer. With 2 down, the base is clear in a tied game. 2-2 pitch, high and away on a fastball, full count.
Cesar's had a pitch to give him a high fastball that Farr wanted nothing of. Just like that, 3-2.
Sawyer can get on. Brady Dallimore is next. Deep breath. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Is into left field. Not hard hit, but it will fall right in front of the left fielder. The Hewitt, the shortstop, was trying to go back to make a play, but a 2-out knock for Sawyer Farr on the 9th pitch of the plate appearance. And Farr has his second hit. Fantastic. Not hit hard, but just flared up over the heads of the infield, falling in the shallow left.
Nice job by Farr, sending it in the opposite field, and a smart decision to hold up at first. Could have tried to stretch that for 2 and get into scoring position, but I like the play to not play it risky and trust that Dallimore is already on the hit today, can bring you around.
Tying run, go-ahead run now on base for Santa Barbara. 2 down, top of the 8th. First pitch to Dallimore, high and in, nearly hit him on the left side. Ball 1. And we know Dallimore can mash some baseballs. He's got 2 home runs this year. He's brought home 12 runs this season. Here's the 1-0. Fastball will miss upstairs, even though West tried to pull it down, drag it into the zone. Ball 2.
And not only did he have that single, he also reached on an error last time out. That was a really hard hit ball towards the shortstop, Hewitt.
Farr, good runner at first. He's going to take off. The 2-0 pitch is down the left field line. That ball is fair. Sawyer Farr from first base. He is going to be coming home. The ball is scooped up by Jimenez, and an RBI double for Brady Dallimore, and Santa Barbara take a 2-1 lead in the 8th.
On a line down the left field foul pole, it just stayed fair. Nice job, Brady Dallimore. Sawyer Farr was going on the run, and because of that decision to jump early, he was able to make it home at no problem, showcasing that speed. Just like that, Santa Barbara, like they've done so many times this season, is able to break the deadlock in the latest part of a game in the top of the 8th.
First lead of the game for Santa Barbara. Conejo put up the first runs. Santa Barbara now lead. The batter is now Caden Miller. Here's the first pitch. It's popped up left side into foul ground, drifts the third baseman. Hawley will camp out under it and will make the squeeze. Caden Miller is retired, but Brady Dallimore. The shot down the left field line. Great base running by Sawyer Farr. And on to the last of the 8th. Santa Barbara on top 2-1 over the Oaks.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Call 1-800-995-8835. Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Now into the bottom of the 8th inning. Santa Barbara have a 2-1 lead over the Conejo Oaks. A new arm will be entering our right-hander, Ethan O'Neill, after Jaden Barfield went 3 innings. Only 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts for the left-hander reliever, but now enter O'Neill.
Yeah, it's a big moment to come into. Last time we saw Ethan O'Neill, he also entered a close game. Managed to get the win against the Slow Blues in extras. 3 strikeouts, just 1 hit, no other base runners allowed.
So he's going to face Daniel Witz. The first batter he's going to face is going to be a slider for a strike, nothing and 1. 2-3-4 scheduled for Conejo, and they trail for the first time in this game. The Oaks coming off a loss in their last contest that they played in CCL play against the OC Riptide. O'Neill, 0-1 delivery, fastball high at 93, 1-1.
He'll join the team a little later, but he's already been used a few times. Mainly worked as a closer at the University of Nevada past couple of years.
Here comes a 1-1 to the leadoff man. It's a slider, really nice one. Strike 2 on the outside corner. The last time O'Neill worked was on the 28th against the Slow Blues in the 10-inning affair. He was the last pitcher in that ball game. Picked up the win, going 2 innings, struck out 3, only 1 hit to lock it down against the Santa Barbara Rivals. He's ahead here, a 1-2 delivery, slider down, 2-2.
Yeah, I think it's important to mention that appearance because stats are kind of skewed from his first appearance of the summer with the Riptide where he gave up 5 runs, allowed them to come back in the game. But since then, he's been absolutely shut down.
Working from the middle of the hill, 2-2 to leadoff man. Fastball is high, full count.
It's to be expected from a guy who, had a good amount of rest after wrapping up his redshirt senior year with Nevada. Previously a member of the All-Mountain West second team as its closer.
Comes set. 3-2 pitch is a slider chopped over the head of the pitcher. Charging in is Terrence Kill from second base. Great play from TK. He covered a lot of ground. Kind of made of a U shape from where he was at second. Fantastic play from TK. 1 down in the 8th.
Great play by a guy who's playing second base for the first time all season. I mean, really, really impressive one. That is a tough play to make for any infielder, but he scoops it up and hurls it over to first in time for a big out 1.
Foresters leading 2-1, bottom of the 8th. 1 out, now the base is clear for Jacob Galloway to hit from the left side. Here's the pitch. Fastball is right down the middle at 92, strike 1. Galloway's gone 0 for 3. 2 groundouts and a pop-up to short. Infield straight away, as is the outfield. 1 down, base is clear. 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball over on the ground to Sawyer Farr. The shortstop ranged over to his left. A fraction in the throw in time, and a pair of groundouts for Ethan O'Neill to start his outing.
Relying on your defense. This has been a great defensive day for the Stars so far. All the infielders, Sawyer Farr especially, has had to make a lot of plays. And he's been pretty money throughout the day so far.
It's 2 down, base is clear. Foresters by 1 run, bottom of the 8th. Batter's now Landon West, the catcher, to hit from the right side against the righty reliever. Here's the pitch. Fastball at 93, just missed the outside corner. Ball 1. In case you're wondering, in the 9th, 8, 9, and 1 scheduled for Santa Barbara. Hoover, Becker, and Clark. Right now, it's a 1-run lead for Santa Barbara. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Late on the fastball at 93, 1-1.
That's the most velo that either team's seen today. O'Neill has no problem touching the mid-90s.
Two down, the base is clear. O'Neill from the middle of the hill. 1-1 pitch. Slider is going to be down. Check swing. No swing on the appeal down to our first base umpire. 2-1. O'Neill entered this inning after Barfield went 3 innings after Waldeck went 4+. Who started this game. So 2 out, 2-1 pitch. Fastball, and it's going to clip him on the inside just barely. Landon West tried to turn away from it, but a 2-out base runner after O'Neill hits him.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
Landon West aboard for the first time today, and that's going to bring up Tyler Hawley to extend the inning.
Yeah, really unlucky for O'Neill, who was really solid for the first 2 batters faced. That one just a little too inside, and now you got to tighten up and just go again and try and get this final out.
Hawley today has gone 2 for 3. A base hit to center and a base hit in the left. First pitch is going to be the slider in for a strike, 0-1. The tying run now on base. Bottom of the 8th inning after Santa Barbara just took the lead by Sawyer Farr and Brady Dallimore. Looked ahead to the 9th inning, still on top, 2-1. With 2 out and a man at first, 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss on the slider early, strike 2.
So the slider back-to-back times, and first time Holly was just looking at it, and then Decided to swing and just completely whiffed. High 0-2. Does he go to it again or tries to speed him up with a fastball?
Hoover is holding on to the runner at first. Rest of the infield, double play depth. O'Neill, the 2-out 0-2 pitch is popped up and over the seats down the first baseline. Into the parking lot, means nothing in 2.
That is a 12-mile-an-hour increase in velocity from what Holly
Yes.
saw from the first 2 pitches. Well done by the infielder to adjust to that one. That is not easy to do.
We'll see what O'Neill goes to here. Still ahead 0-2. Man at first, 2 out. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a fastball down Becker. Not an easy grab all the way across in the other batter's box, but it is now 1-2.
Had a pitch to give, try to go fastball low and away. Just a little too outside, though, to get a swing.
O'Neill scans the batter vertically. And comes set from the belt. 1-2 pitch is a slider on the ground, left side in the hole, and it's going to get past Sawyer Favre. A real tough play. And a base hit in the left for Tyler Hawley.
Yeah, tough one to make for Far over there. Conejo looking to get a quick response after the Stars got that run up.
Conejo's now going to bring a pinch runner in at second base. The tying run, Isaac Beal, now at second. And by the way, Tyler Hawley's now 3 for 4, 3 singles. As Devin Wilkes will now stand at the plate. The first baseman is 1 for 3. Tying run at first, go-ahead run. Tying run at second, and the go-ahead run now at first for Conejo. Bottom of the 8th. 2 out. Here's the pitch. Is chopped up the middle. Sawyer Favre, the shortstop, can't make the play from second base. Isaac Veal, the pinch runner, is going to come around to score, and we are now tied at 2. And Wilkes is aboard, and runners on the corners, tied game in the 8th.
That's so tough, man. Off the foot of Far. Gotta feel for him. That is so unfortunate.
It'll be an E6 to continue the inning and score the tying run in the 8th inning for Conejo. There's been a man up in the bullpen for Santa Barbara.
Crucially advanced the runner over to third as well, so the run to take the lead is just 90 feet away. All of this with 2 outs and another pinch runner coming in here, Henry Borjas.
He's going to now run at first base for Devin Wilkes. So 2 changes being made in this inning for Conejo, and you just said it, Nate. With 2 out and a man at third base, Tyler Hawley, Conejo will look to try to put all the pressure on Santa Barbara. We are tied 2 runs apiece. Go-ahead run 90 feet away. The batter is Hewitt. First pitch is going to be a slider for a strike, 0-1.
Hewitt was the man that got the first hit of a day for Conejo, was there until then, the only run across the plate.
Tied at 2, first and third, 2 down. Here comes an 0-1 pitch to Hewitt. Swing and a miss, high fastball. 0-2.
Done to speed him up with that high heat.
Hawley is at third. Pinch runner Borjas is at first, and Becker comes out behind the plate, gives some extra signs to Ethan O'Neill, who steps off. He started this inning. Started with 2 groundouts, a hit batter, then Hawley the base hit, and the 2-out error for Wilkes to continue the inning, and more importantly, score the tying run in this 8th frame. Hewitt will now see an 0-2 pitch. Runner from first will take off. This ball hooking down the left field line and foul out of play. Remains 0-2.
Runners took off there. Gotta know if you're Zane Becker, that ball has to stay with you, even if the runner takes off for second.
And Hewitt today has gone 1 for 3. He scored the first run of the day. The man at the plate. Bottom of the 8th inning, tied at 2. First and third, 2 out. Here comes another 0-2 pitch to Brady Hewitt from Ethan O'Neill. Runner from first will hold. This ball's lifted in the right. Out there's Cade Miller will move in, but Terrence Kill will move out. But it is the right fielder, Miller, to make the play. Side is retired. But now through 8, we are tied at 2, heading to the 9th.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
And now on to the 9th inning, tied game between the Oaks and the Foresters. Hoover, Becker, Clark coming up, and they'll face Luke Cesares for the first time today. And after 2-out error extended the inning, Conejo able to tie it up, and a brand new game. Just Santa Barbara looking for base runners. If you can get Hoover and Becker, one of them aboard, Brenton Clark and TK will be the third and then fourth batters in the inning.
Yeah, very clear objective here. Just get a runner on. Hoover facing the righty here is his first time facing a right-handed pitcher today, and it's good news for a guy who really does his best work against the opposite hand.
So Cesare's first pitch is foul back. It was the fastball from Cesares. 0-1. Caleb today has gone 0 for 3. Ground out to first, struck out twice. But just looking to get on base. Tied at 2, starting off the 9th inning. Comes the strike 1 pitch to Hoover, and be a changeup away, ball 1.
Big thing for Hoover is to be patient with his pitches. Does a really good job of drawing walks, high OBP around 380.
1-1 delivery, fastball away at 89, ball 2. And after Conejo relinquished the lead or at least broke the tie, conceding the run to Santa Barbara in the top of the 8th, they responded with a run of their own. But now the 2-1 pitch, fastball on the inside edge, 2-2.
Tough one to take right there. That is very close on the edge.
But Hoover didn't seem phased, even though it was called a strike. It's 2-2. And the right-hander reliever Cesares. The 2-2 pitch to Caleb Hoover. On the ground, left side, tough play for Hewitt, and it will get past him into left field for a base hit. Caleb Hoover coming up big with a leadoff single in the 9th for Santa Barbara.
And that's going to bring Liam Keefley out of dugout to come in as a pinch runner.
Bill Pintard probably had that in his mind from the get-go.
Keefley had his helmet on.
Yes. So fantastic work from Hoover with his day now complete. Keithley to run. We did see Liam take over last night at second base for Easton Ruley in a very actually similar situation.
Came
Caleb
in
Hoover.
as the pinch runner, yeah.
Hoover pinch hit, and then Keithley entered to run. But the batter is now Zane Becker, the go-ahead run, now on base to start off the 9th inning for Santa Barbara. Becker's gone 0 for 2 with a walk. As 2 balls from the respective bullpens down both lines have now trickled behind the plate. That's why there's a little bit of a stoppage, one from the Santa Barbara bullpen, one from the Conejo bullpen. So both balls.
Conejo made it all the way to the backstop here
Yeah.
by home plate.
Both balls retrieved. Keithley running is at first. Here comes the pitch to Becker, squares around to bunt, and he's going to pull it back, take a ball high. Nice take from Zane. Cesares, man on, nobody out. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball is going to miss downstairs. That is ball 2.
Good take by Becker.
Keithley had large lead at first base. Tied game in the 9th. Go ahead run is at first. 2-0 pitch is chopped outside of third. That is strike 1 on Becker.
I like that decision to swing there. The good pitch to get in the zone. We're just a little too early on it. Now 2-1. Be patient with your pitches again.
There were a couple defensive changes for Conejo. Jake Schwartz takes over at first base after we saw a pinch runner for Devin Wilkes, who started at first base today. And also behind the plate, it looks like it's now Thomas Anthony to catch. 2-1. Runner takes off. The bunt attempt did not go down. And down to second base goes Liam Keithley as Zane Becker was pulling back the bunt, and the pitch missed for ball 3. So it's now 3-1. Keithley, the pinch runner, a massive stolen base. That eliminates a double play, and you have the go-ahead run now in scoring position.
That's why you bring in the pinch runner in that situation, to be aggressive. It's the Sturk signature move. Aggression on the base path, and it pays off yet again.
Base hit to take the lead. 3-1 pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. Keithley's at second, and Zane Becker works his second walk of the day, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Santa Barbara. Looking to put up at least a couple runs and at least plate 1 to take the lead and see how many they can get with first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, that's the simple objective here. Take the lead.
The batter is Clark. His last plate appearance, reached base for the first time today via a walk. He squares around to bunt, pulls it back, and it's on the ground, left side to the shortstop. They flip to second. They get one to first. Not in time. Clark, fantastic speed to run his way out of a double play. There is a force out at second, but runners on the corners.
Yeah, fielder's choice, but crucially, 1 out brings up the man you want in this situation. Kills already had a couple of clutch RBIs this season. You think back to the walk-off against the Riptide. Bases clearing double against the Blues on Sunday, and he's got a runner and 90 feet away from scoring, just 1 out.
Keithley at third, Clark at first, 1 down. Tied game in the 9th. Pitch, fastball is high, ball 1.
Kill's going to be patient here. He's going to wait for the right pitch to swing out. It's something he's done a lot this season. The infield, middle of the infield, and double play depth.
Cesares will check over to Clark. Scampers in, standing. So, I mean, with a man at third base, it's a tied game, 2 runs apiece. Just able to lift something in the outfield, and even if you're retired, sacrifice fly, at least try to bring home Keithley any way possible.
Absolutely.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It is sprayed back. Keithley had a big lead off of third base, 1-1. After TK, Easton Mumaw stands on deck. And with the right-handed reliever Cesares, who took over in the 8th inning. In this inning, he's given up a base hit, a walk, and then Brenton Clark reached on a fielder's choice. Cesares shakes off a couple. Go-ahead run 90 feet away from Santa Barbara. 1 out, 1-1 pitch. Clark is going to take off. It's missing inside. No throw down with the man at third base, and Brenton Clark, big stolen base, No throw down, but that eliminates the double play, and 2 now in scoring position.
Smart decision to steal, but even smarter decision by Thomas not to go for the throw to get Clark out and hold the runner at third. Just like that, the infield all playing in now. All throws will be coming home.
So the infield in for TK. First and second and third as the 2-0 pitch is into right field for a base hit. Keithley from third base will score. Brenton Clark is coming home from second base. Play at the plate, safe. Down to second is Terrence Kill, and he has done it again. Terrence Kill, 2-run base hit. It will advance down to second on the throw home. Santa Barbara now lead 4-2 over the Oaks.
You know, I got the chance to talk to Terrence a couple days ago after that walk-off, after that bases clearing double in the bottom of the 8th against the Blues, and he told me, you know, after the walk-off against the Riptide, and now that he just loves these moments. It's what's baseball about. It's what sports is all about. And it's just no better feeling for you to come up and time again and get clutch hits just like that. Sturs now with a 2-run lead. And a runner still on second.
And there will be a pitch and change for Conejo. Luke Cesar's his day complete, but Terrence Kill has brought home 2 runs, 4-2 lead for Santa Barbara in the 9th.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Welcome back to Sparky Anderson Field in Thousand Oaks, California. Santa Barbara now have a 4-2 lead over the Conejo Oaks, inducing a pitch and change. Cade Berry will now take over. Terrence Glill is at second base, 1 out, and it's now a 4-2 lead for Santa Barbara.
Saw Barry the last time the Stars and Oaks played each other on Friday, and did a good job getting some quick outs, but then after getting 2 outs, he gave up 3 straight walks.
First pitch to Easton Mumaw is going to miss down for ball 1. Barry, the left-handed reliever, and the third lefty that the Stars are facing today. Mumaw, who hits from the left side, has gone 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. But most importantly, Santa Barbara lead 4-2 courtesy of Terrence Kill, who now takes off at second base. This ball is lined into left field. He's going to make the play, and down to second base. TK is going to get doubled up. He was on the move, was at third base when that ball was caught by Jax Jimenez. That's going to turn into a line-out double play by Easton Mumaw. Terrence Kill doubled up at second for the 3rd out of the inning, but Santa Barbara, courtesy of TK, onto the last of the 9th, lead 4-2 over the Oaks.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Bottom of the ninth inning. Foresters lead by 2 and enter Steel Eves in a save situation. He will face 8, 9, and 1. Jimenez, Falskin, and Kenlinger. 2-run game, last of the ninth. The right-hander will deal the first pitch. Fastball will miss down at 91, ball 1.
Very, very similar to Sunday. Eves got the save in a 1-run game against the Blues. Got 2 runs of cushion this time.
Comes the next pitch and foul back off the mask. Leave the plate umpire that last fastball at 93, 1-1.
He's been a really good arm, good strikeout stuff. 4 strikeouts in just 2 2/3 innings of work.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Is a curveball for a strike. 1-2 and a big discrepancy, 93 to 80.
So tough to adjust to as the batter.
And Jimenez has gone 1 for 3 today, but Eves working quick and quickly ahead. Here comes a 1-2 pitch, and a fastball is fouled off over the stands down the third baseline, 1-2.
Eves got some decent run as a freshman and someone who could, maybe be looking at a spot to be a starter next spring with Arkansas.
Bats from the left side against the right-handed reliever. Leadoff man will now see a 1-2 pitch, fastball high and away, 2-2.
Jimenez, tough take on the high heat. Those are always so tempting to swing at as the batter.
Eves delivers 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the slider, strikes him out, 1 down in the ninth.
Absolutely disgusting from Steel Eves.
That's going to rip Cade Falskin. 1 down, bases clear. Stars lead 4-2.
It's actually Ethan Gonzalez.
Yes, bottom of the ninth inning, the pinch hitter. Here's the pitch, and the right-handed batter will take a slider for a strike, 0-1. Top of the order is on deck if you can bring the tying run to the plate. Here's an 0-1. Fastball is the other way into right field, and it is going to be caught by Caden Miller. Had to adjust, move in, and makes the squeeze. 2 down, and Conejo down to their final out here at Sparky Anderson Field.
Well hit ball, but just right to Caden Miller. You're used to saying Brenton Clark out and right. I caught that. Great play. Miller read that one very easily, and just like that, 2 quick outs for Steel Eves.
Here comes the next pitch. I should say the first pitch to Tommy Kenlinger. And note defensively, with the changes, Easton Rulli is now at second base for Santa Barbara. Terrence Kill is back into center field. But right now the game is at the plate. The 0-1 to Kenlinger is lined into center field. Terrence Kill will move over and make the squeeze, and there is the ball game. Steel Eves will pick up the save, and Santa Barbara a come-from-behind victory win 4-2. And Terrence Kill, again, Nate, comes up big for Santa Barbara, brings home 2 runs with a base hit in the ninth, and a 4-2 Santa Barbara victory.
Just clutch performance, not only from Kill. I think the main attention I would give to it is to Steel Eves. That's his second save in the span of 3 days. And he's kind of establishing himself here as the closer for this Santa Barbara team, and that's a really big role to step into, and one that took some time to find for Santa Barbara. Obviously, you know, and they hadn't played many close games up until last week, and now you got a guy that you feel confident going to. A great performance by Eves getting 3 quick outs. A great job by the team in general, just continuing to fight. As the game went on, you had a really tough first half of the game, but you kept on fighting. You kept on going, in a big win to extend your lead in the CCL to 3 games.
And Santa Barbara have now won 4 straight contests, moving to 15-4 in CCL play. And tomorrow they will begin a 3-game homestand hosting OC Riptide, MLB Academy, and the California Tigers on Independence Day. So if you're in the Santa Barbara area, be sure to come on out and support the Stars Wednesday through Friday. And they also have a 2 o'clock game on Sunday. A lot of great Forester baseball to look forward to the rest of the week. And we'll be back at home with a first pitch 4:30 tomorrow against OC Riptide. But once again, the final score here, 4-2 victory for Santa Barbara over Conejo. For the entire team, the entire staff, for Nate Martin, I am Hunter Schmink saying so long from Thousand Oaks. We'll see you tomorrow in Santa Barbara when the Stars are back in action.